I remember sitting at my sister's graduation, dreaming of the day that I could be the one speaking on stage. I thought to myself, what would I say? What stories could I tell that would become the perfect encapsulation of our high school years? And now that I'm here, all that comes to mind is, well, that was unexpected. What with a pandemic, quarantine, leaky ceilings, and an internet breach just in the last year, I feel it's safe to say that our high school years were nothing short of eventful. We had some pretty amazing times at Gering High School, and we've also had some hard times. As any teenager would, I have said the phrase, "I hate it here," more times than I can count. And yes, I am glad to be moving on, but I don't think any of us would be the same had it not been for our unexpected experiences at Gering High School. Gering was a place where I was able to grow, to foster my own character and personality. Looking back through the years, I pondered my own self-development through the years at Gering. Now, I'm not sure any of us would look back at our freshman selves too fondly. Whether we had horrible social skills or a terrible hairstyle, it shaped us to become who we are today. Luckily, my awkward, clumsy personality became more graceful with the help of my confident, uplifting friends. My terrible speaking skills flourished under the tutelage of my favorite teachers and coaches. We have worked ridiculously hard to be here today, learning such valuable facts that include how it is not, in fact, stylish to have a single long strand out of your ponytail, or that Africa is not, in fact, a country, but rather a continent. These developments, as well as many others that have led to who we are today, deserve recognition. I am proud of who we have become. Over the past 4 years, we have grown into ourselves. We've been challenged academically, we've evolved socially, and we've matured personally. I'm looking forward to how we are to grow in this next stage of life as well. So, as a part of the speech, I'd like to offer some advice. But because I'm one of you all, I could still benefit from being given advice. So I turned to the most beautiful, caring, and intelligent woman I know, my mom. And in her wisdom, she told me, don't let anyone stop you from doing something, unless that something is obviously dangerous or illegal. I then spoke to our GHS teachers, the people who, besides our friends, made our time here worthwhile. Mr. Boshi wisely advises us to always pee with the wind, never against it. Mr. Shank shared his favorite joke for the last time. How do you catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on it. How do you catch a tame rabbit? Tame way, unique up on it. Mr. Rhinemouth tells us that it doesn't matter what you say, intend, try, hope, or wish. It only matters what you do. Mrs. Mugley instructs us to always grow where you are planted, meaning life will give you good and bad times, and you have to roll with it and make the best of the situation. And lastly, Miss Dillinger informs us that there are often a lot of things in life that are not within our control, but what we choose to do and how we choose to react to those circumstances is. We can create a life full of adventure, joy, no matter what is handed to us, with our attitudes and our actions. So take your pick as to which is most applicable for you. Still, the truth remains that no matter how much we plan or take wise advice from others, we don't have it all figured out. But isn't that the fun of it? What would our time at Gering have been like if we hadn't been brave enough to join track last minute, to try pole vault on a whim? The risks, the highs, the lows, the opportunities are what make up a good life. This next stage of life is going to be hard, but man, is it going to be fun. I absolutely loved and hated my time at Gering High School. I've quite literally poured my heart, sweat, and tears into all I did at GHS, and I wouldn't want to leave it any other way. I left a final quote for last from the poet himself, Mr. Thompson, who always told us to never touch anything with only half your heart. Sure, you might get hurt, but you will only ever reap half the rewards. Mr. Thompson also advises us not to merely exist, but rather to live, to try things, to get out of our comfort zone, and to seek out our goals, our potential. and when we find it, to chase it with all that we've got. This is what I want to do in the next stage of life, to do everything with my whole heart. That's what it means to really live, and I'd never learned that without Gering High School. Ultimately, Gering High School gave us a good start, and it's finally over. Whether that's said out of joy, sadness, relief, even a little fear, or all of the above, let these last 4 years be the stepping stone from which we embark on our new journey. Still, it's a shame because I just figured out which classes I have on blue days. Thank you.